Now, for the man who, or the woman who realized, okay, fine, I'm going to get over my denial. What I'm doing is wrong. What I'm doing is hurtful. Maybe there is hope. That addiction's there. That hooks. I mean, maybe that guy has been hooked on it since he was 12, and now he's 42. And, his 12-year-old daughter just found it on his laptop and told mom, and all hell's breaking loose. And, as much shame and guilt as he may feel, like, he still feels enslaved to this stuff. How do you help someone break free from that porn addiction? Whether they're 18 years old and realize they've gotten in too deep and, like, oh my goodness, I shouldn't be looking at this stuff, and they're just at the starting stages of that addiction, or someone who's had a full-blown, bondage to this stuff for decades. What steps do you recommend, whether it's a male or female take, I don't know how different the steps may be, to break free from that addiction and find freedom once they desire it?
Okay, so first is those 4 denials. They have to walk through those things so that they're facing it. Then the second is kind of what we talked about before with the young person who's bound up in that. It's not dissimilar. They have to find some places where they're safe, where they're not going to be condemned, where they're not going to be shamed, where they're safe to be able to share what they're going through and be understood. And then those layers that we talked about, I'll walk somebody through and I'll say, okay, here's what happened. Let's go back and look at when it started, how it started, why it started, what were you looking for, and so what's the holy desire? And when we start doing that, it seems to break through the shame. It's like, okay, there's some good in me. This isn't all that I'm just totally evil and dirty and perverted. There's some good that I'm looking for. Where are the unmet needs? Currently in your relationship, where are you not getting those needs met? And look in your childhood when you started that. What was going on? What were the circumstances? And what we find is a lot of woundedness there. That's where some of that broken family situation, parents are fighting all the time, or, there's a divorce, or I got rejected by 3 girls in my class or 3 guys in my class. And so they're looking to the pornography as a way to meet a need out of a woundedness. And so we have to go back and walk into the woundedness. And in the woundedness, we find out that there's always a hidden pattern of sin. I think you mentioned to me before this about Jay Stringer. And Jay Stringer, in his book Unwanted, talks about this a lot. He says, before lust, there's always a broken relationship. So what are the broken relationships? And where are the areas of hurt, anger, bitterness, resentment, judgment that are all underlying the lust? And my experience is when people will go through all of those different phases and bring those into relationship with Jesus in a real way and allow him to meet them in each of those 5 places for forgiveness, for healing, for the love needs, in community, bringing into community. I'm not talking about Jesus just in isolation, but in the body of Christ. And then they can see that the desires are being redeemed and restored. Sometimes it's a support group, sometimes it's a counselor, sometimes it's a spiritual director, sometimes it's all of those.
Hey there, I hope you enjoyed that little clip, but if you want to see the whole episode where this came from, just click the link here. And in the meantime, we want to invite you to help us share this message, and there's a couple things you can do real quick. Number 1, if you like or comment or share this video, YouTube will actually show it to more people. Also, don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell. We release videos every single day, and you'll be notified as soon as those come out. If you want to help us also to spread this message, you can support us at patreon.com/Jason Evert. That helps us to create these videos and show them to the whole world. God bless.